Here's a quiz for you. What do all of these people have in common? I'll give you a clue. It's the same thing all these cars have in common. Or these maps. Or these beaches. Or even these sneakers. The fact is, none of them exist. These are all just images generated by AI, based on data sets that show the AI what people or beaches or sneakers look like. We're seeing a lot about artificial intelligence, or AI, lately. In this video, we're going to take some time to talk about what's going on and what it means for the field of education. The news today is jam-packed with stories about AI, and schools are spending a lot of time thinking about the implications. Depending on who you talk to, this is the greatest or worst thing that's ever happened to us. But what is AI? AI, or artificial intelligence, is just a term for a computer system that's designed to mimic the way humans think and reason. Right now, it's a specific kind of AI that we're hearing so much about: large language models, like chatbots. A chatbot is an AI designed to mimic human speech and writing, and some of them have gotten extremely good at it. Maybe you've gone online recently and messed around with ChatGPT or Google Bard or Bing. That's the flashy, new, exciting side of AI that's got everyone's attention, but there's a lot more to it than that. Every time you ask Alexa for the weather forecast, you're using AI. Every time you type an email or a text message and it suggests the next word or fixes a spelling mistake, you're using AI. When you scroll through social media, AI determines what posts you'll see next. AI that's specifically designed to figure out what posts will keep you scrolling as long as possible and ensure that you see as many advertisements as possible. And those ads? Guess what? They were also handpicked for you by AI. When you use the GPS on your phone, AI is working to track traffic patterns to recommend the best route and to adjust it as needed. When YouTube or Netflix recommends something for you to watch next, it's using AI to determine what it thinks you'd like to see. We all use AI every day, and it'll continue to become a bigger and bigger part of what we do, what we see, and how we interact. So it becomes important for us to frame our thinking about AI. To help us do that, I'll share something about myself. I love tools. I love using them, buying them. I love watching videos of people using them. And when you know how to use tools properly and safely, you can do really cool things with them. But when you don't know how to use them properly and safely, you can get yourself into trouble. AI is a tool. It's a powerful tool. There's a lot of alarm right now about AI, especially since the emergence of ChatGPT and similar tools. Part of that alarm comes from the fact that talking to a chatbot can feel uncannily like talking to a person, and honestly, that creeps us out. Part of it, particularly in our world, comes from the fact that we tend to be resistant to new ideas. But it's important to remember that AI is just a tool. AI can be an exceptional tool for supporting teachers. Let's talk about some of the ways it can be used. Teachers can use AI to help them in drafting interesting and engaging lesson plans about all sorts of topics. Or mundane classroom tasks like drafting letters and emails to parents can be made much easier by using AI to help us in the process. AI can be used for creating learning activities or generating classroom rules and procedures. Let's look at some real examples. Let's try using ChatGPT to help us draft a lesson plan. Here, I've asked ChatGPT to draft a 4th grade science lesson plan to teach the basics of DC electric circuits. I asked it to use hands-on activities and to be sure to include an anticipatory set and an interesting conclusion in the lesson plan. Check the resources for a link to this and all of our other live demos. It's important to remember that any results you get from AI are only going to be as good as the prompts you put in. Let's try that again, but with a more detailed prompt. This time I've asked it to rewrite that lesson plan, being sure to align it with the principles of UDL. I asked the AI to include multiple ways for students to learn the material, and to suggest ways to adapt the lesson to account for variability in learners. I also suggested that it add a list of important vocabulary words and their definitions. Now, I don't know about you, but I certainly can't draft a lesson plan that quickly. This time, let's try using a different tool. We're going to use Google's Bard AI to generate a letter to send home. I've asked Google Bard to write a letter home. I told it I'm a classroom teacher and I need to generate a letter home to send with reminders about tomorrow's field trip. We're going to the Science Center. Remind parents to send a bagged lunch. Everything needs to be disposable. Children should wear comfortable shoes and clothes, and it gets chilly there. Everyone will be riding the bus, including the parent chaperones, and we'll be leaving promptly at 8 a.m. Also, please include reminders about expected behavior. So you can see the letter that I got back. And now I want to try editing that a little bit, and I'm going to ask it to rewrite that letter with a fun, friendly tone. Take a few minutes to pause the video and compare the two results. We're also seeing a lot of amazing things happening in classrooms using AI. We've seen students having conversations with AI taking on the persona of historic figures. Have you ever wanted to have a chat with Abe Lincoln? AI can be used to provide help with chemistry or math, although you do need to be careful to watch for errors in the results. There are even AI tools being designed specifically to provide customized one-to-one tutoring for students. Truly differentiated instruction. But as you saw in our previous live examples, the AI, again, is only as good as what you put into it in your prompt. Go ahead and pause the video and use one of those tools to try drafting a lesson plan or a letter of your own. Now, we need to take a little bit of time to talk about where AI tools can fall short. The first thing to remember is that they always rely on a limited data set. AI can only provide results based on the data set that has been used to train it. For instance, the current free version of ChatGPT is trained on a data set that ended in September of 2021. So it doesn't know anything beyond that point and can't use any information from any time beyond that point to generate its results. You also need to remember that AI can and often does get things wrong, and very confidently wrong. It can present false information or incorrect information just like it was the truth. You need to watch out for a phenomenon called AI hallucinations. Sometimes the AI can provide completely made up ideas or concepts, and that's something that still nobody understands exactly how it's happening, but in a way you can think of it as a lie. Because AI is trained on specific sets of data, it can have biases baked right into the results. So we always need to be careful to watch for that. And most importantly, you need to remember that anything you create using AI is a draft and needs to be thought of as such. It's not providing you with a finished product that's ready to use. But it can reduce the effort and time that you need to spend in the early phases of putting something together. Now let's talk about confidentiality with AI. Anything that you enter into an AI tool becomes part of its data set and, in a way, becomes publicly available data. So it's very important that we never enter any identifiable student data or any other confidential material into an AI tool. So let's summarize some of the best practices and recommendations that we've talked about. Uh, Again, to reiterate, remember first and foremost that AI is a tool. We should be looking for ways that AI can lessen the workload for teachers, looking for ways that AI can help reduce barriers for students, and that will help us to get the best results from the tool that's available to us. And we need to always remember to never enter any confidential information or identifiable student data. Here at Patton, we're currently showcasing our brand new AI toolkit. There are still a few kinks to work out, but it should give you a starting point. It's loaded with tools, information, resources, and best practices. So for now, we need to be learning about how we can use AI to support teaching and learning. How can we craft better prompts so that the AI works better for us? And watch for what's coming next so we can stay on top of it. Remember, like any other tool, we need to know how to use AI correctly and safely. And above all else, watch out for your thumbs.